Good morning mga kaboboys. We're in Taipei International Airport. Hello ma'am. We're waiting for a flight going to London. This is my friend Dennis.
Hello guys.
Hello, please. Hello, mama. Okay. Parang Ray. Smile ka lang dyan, paring Dennis.
I'm here to visit the king.
That's good. Nagre-record yan. Steady lang natin. Center para ano. Ayan.
Kasi wala shooting lang dito. Where's the kids?
Okay? This is Camino Bhutan. Okay? But on a serious note, just please, great, because it's like a traditional one. In this weather, this is great. Where are you all from? You're around the Tower of London, okay? And then I believe you're going to Greenwich. Yeah, it's beautiful. Important king.
On my right side is one famous three kings.
The three most important kings. One of them not being English. And we've got a fan. Someone's waving at you. And there's a nice cheap Wetherspoons. Do you know Wetherspoons? No, singer, think of the singer. Bowie, yeah. And a cool area, cool in England. For women, it is unladylike to carry money. Okay? Story comes from alcohol. Okay, comes from alcohol. Now, originally, Kensington Gardens and Hyde Park were connected. From the 1700s, they were separated. Ooh, which way are we going? I never know which way we're going. It's exciting. So, this area is known, as I said, South Kensington. This is known for its museums. So, you have the Albert Hall in this area. You have the Science Museum. You have the... Perfect. So, on your left is a really good bar. It's that cheap, going to go drinking, student bar, right here, okay? I used to work next door to it in the Royal Albert Hall, which is going to be on your left. Should be on your left. You ready? 71. It was the standing idea from the Great Exhibition. How cool is that? Albert Hall was named after Prince Albert. Now, Prince Albert believed that education should be for all. It should be free and it should be for all. Anyone know where Prince Albert's from? Germany. He was German. It was a thing he brought over from Germany. So, he believed regardless of your age, your sex, your race, you should have any kind of connection to the arts and to education. So we built this area. Now this area is known as the museum area. Its real name is, now try saying this when you're drunk, Albertropolis. This is the Albertropolis area. Oh, you're not drunk. You're not watch your heads. Hey, you'll be fine, don't worry. Who was that? Someone said, you're fine, don't worry. I told you this, you're fine, don't worry. So, now, it's fun. It's fun. We never know what's happening, okay? It's great. It's fun. So, the Albert Hall is on your left. Lots and lots of fairy things. 200 times inside here. Now, we won't really talk about the top, the story around it, because it's a bit racist. So we'll ignore that. Now it has perfect sound and perfect view. On your right, you have the statue of Prince Albert. And given to the statue. The seats in the Albert Hall are privately owned. When they were sold, when it first opened in 1882, they sold for £100. They have
Ano ba siya?
I don't know if it's the same in Australia, but all our museums are free in England. Is it the same? Oh yeah, you've got to make a donation here. You've got to. I don't think I've ever made a donation. This was 10 last night for you lot. So the V&A do lots and lots of exhibitions. The main one at the moment is about Gary. She wanted to give them a nice upbringing normal, so she used to take them to that McDonald's. You know this building here? Harrods. Connected to Diana. He owned it during the time of Diana. Muhammad Al-Fayed, he died last week at 94. The royal family, up until he sold it, were banned from going in. I like that fact, okay? It was really tacky, but there was a memorial for Diana in the Egyptian Hall. They actually had it last for yeah. Just some random man. Yeah, I believe he's a singer. Yeah, literally last Saturday they sold everything. There you go, look at this. Can you see why she lives here? It's nice, isn't it? Yeah. She run to the tube. And Hyde Park is just at the other side here, but we are going to see it a bit further up. Now, Hyde Park is the largest of the 8 royal parks in and around London. In the centre of London we have around 4. The largest used to be St. Bazaar. It used to be the private hunting grounds of Henry VIII. Up until the late 1870s, poor people were only allowed in Hyde Park on a Sunday night for several hours. As the times changed, the years changed, they opened it up continuously. Very famous for performances, very famous for Speaker's Corner. Are we all familiar with Speaker's Corner? Yeah? So, you stand in a box. You can be as open as you want. You can be as racist as you want, homophobic as you want, you name it, anti-women, you name it. But as an English gentleman, it means go to watch people being hung. The next day, with all the excitement you are, hung over. Because from Hyde Park. Now, look to your right. Did anyone watch the Queen's funeral last year? Yeah? Remember after the funeral, the body was taken to the altar and then placed in the... And that is the start of all addresses in and around what city we're in.
Knightsbridge.
You know how it started, the Hard Rock Cafe? No, Eric Clapton just gave his guitar, left his guitar in the restaurant, and then he said, I'll keep it, as you do. Anyone know why? I love to be that petty, okay? I would love to be that petty. Now, speaking of no flowers, one of the other reasons is underneath our feet, you're on a very famous comedian, used to, definitely comedian, film them right at the end, but don't know, I assume it's the same in Australia. You can't buy guns, can you, in Australia? There's only with a license, yeah. It's the only road in London we can buy your guns from. Yes. Now, Winston Churchill used to buy his whiskey and his cigars on this road here. This is where the super rich shop, okay? You think it's Harrods? That's the poor people. Don't think about it. God, one person, that's good enough for me. It is the most important palace in the United Kingdom. Buckingham Palace is rubbish. The royal family do not like it. They much prefer this one here. This, oh, actually, look to your right, you might see the guards. The guards might be coming up now. So see if there's any guards, literally, because they are due to be coming now. All right here, okay? Oh, we're about 5 minutes. People a year walk around this square. Meaning, this screen can be changed for who's around. So, if there is only women here, you will have women advertisements and Coca-Cola. If it's men, you'll have men and Coca-Cola. The Coca-Cola will never change, okay? They pay far too much money. Buildings, but the royal family said no. Straight down, this road here, straight ahead with the clock, that is Anyone know? Leicester Square. All our movie premieres take place in Leicester. Lots and lots of statues of very famous movie characters. So, there's the Odeon Cinema just straight ahead. That man is standing on top of the Odeon Cinema. I love that fact. You've got statues of Harry Potter, Mary Poppins,
May Jollibee pala doon, no?
John Chapman. Anyone like Harry Potter? Yeah, lots of Harry Potter's filmed out here. Remember Deathly Hallows when they were in the cafe and they're attacked? The cafe is just behind the M&M shop. It wasn't a real cafe. It was just behind the M&M shop. There's Harry Potter statues inside. We are now inside the city of London. No, we're not. City of Westminster. How do we know we are in the city of Westminster? Does anyone know? Well done. Look at the signs in red on the corner. It will say City of Westminster. But what if you're drunk and you can't read English? How do you know you're in Westminster? Have a think. I'm going to tell you in a moment. Now, coming up on your right, this is so weird to say. It is weird to say because for the last 70 years it was simply known as Her Majesty's Theatre. So this theatre is the only theatre in London to change its name depending on the monarch, and it's the only theatre to play Phantom of the Opera. Anyone know why? It was Philip's favourite theatre and favourite show. Anyone from New Zealand here? That is the New Zealand Embassy. You're going to see the best one in a minute, the Australian one. It's great. There's Mad King George, I'm sure. And you will see Nelson's column. So when we go, this is Trafalgar Square. When you protest in England, or in London especially, you have to protest in two places. Here, and animals called. What are they called, those animals? Lions is the wrong answer. They are not lions. Anyone know what they are? They are Labrador dogs. I said it again, they are Labrador dogs. Guys, I'm not drunk, don't worry, okay? So, I'll explain in a minute, but you see Nelson at the top? That building on your left is the original Scotland Yard. You think of Scotland Yard, you think of a man called Sherlock Holmes. That is the building of Sherlock Holmes, the police force for Jack Loud. So, can you see the horses on your right? This here is Horse Guard Parade, better known as Buckingham Palace. But Buckingham Palace is about half a mile down the road. But that is the official entry into that fact. They're literally crossing over to the ministry. So, these horses are on duty from 10 AM till 4 PM. But they will only stand here for an hour. They are protecting the archway for the royal family. Look to your left, look at the statue, that is the entrance to the Ministry of Magic. How cool is that? Now, very quickly look to your left. I want to know what number the Prime Minister lives at. 10. Are you sure? Are you sure?
Yeah.
That is Westminster Hall. When the Queen was lying in state, I remember everyone came to visit her, and the King was like, executed, lost the Civil War. He was found guilty of treason. The bars inside that building. You can tell what part of the Parliament you're in by the bars. The rough side is the Labour side. And the look to your right, this is the London Eye. It has 32 pods. Why? 30 boroughs and the 2 cities. It is moving 0.6 miles an hour. Takes 32 minutes to do one long loop. Guys, look to your left. This is very simple, and we call it Scotland Yard. The Ministry of... Has anyone seen the last James Bond movie? Yeah, you know when he goes and meets 007 for the first time? It's in that building here. River Thames to your right, you've got the... Can you all see? You see the dome? It's really, really good, isn't it? Right here. Oh, this is lovely.
London Eye, and that one is London Bridge, or no, that's not London Bridge.
Even though it looks calm, especially this part, if you jump in, it will take you under. Now, very importantly, because we are by the River Thames, around the River Thames for holding salmon suspiciously. I'm not sure what that means, but you can't be arrested, honestly. is not a man-made bridge. Again, it is not a man-made bridge. Who made it if it's not man-made? Symbols of Coco Chanel on the lamppost, okay? Remember, if you can't read the street sign, look for Coco Chanel. Everyone look at the lamppost to your right. Can you see Coco Chanel right here?
Yeah.
Yeah, my group, can you see it, my side?
Yeah.
So, look at the lamppost, you will see Coco Chanel, CC comics. Lots of very, very famous people have studied inside here. Hillary Clinton, Bill Clinton, and Mick Jagger, who was kicked out of that building, out of the school. You can tell. Anyone know why it's called Covent Garden? Because we can't spell. Anyone know what it might have been called, or it was should have been called? Convent Garden. Well, we do not know how to sort of justice. Lots of very famous cases have happened inside here. My favourite, Elton John sued Elton John inside here himself. I'll explain in a moment. Look straight ahead, look at the dragon, look at the statue on your right hand side. Sorry guys, what city are we in right now?
Dragon.
Don't look, what city are we in? No, we're not, we're in London. How do I know? The dragon. That indicates a border between Westminster and London. However, some of the signs will still say Westminster, because London is not a mile long and it's not a square. It's a bit more weirdly shaped. This here is Fleet Street. Known for newspapers. Look to your left, look at DC Thompson, look underneath. You'll see an original printer, and that small alleyway is called Hen and Chicken. Fleet Street is famous for a barber. It's really cool. So, this is famous for bars. This is famous for Sweeney Todd. Look to your left. Can you see the bar called New Cheshire Cheese? It's been here since the 1600s. It's my favourite bar. When you go inside it, there is a stuffed parrot on the wall. Her name is Polly. She used to fly around saying only 2 words. The second word was off. First one began with the letter F, which is frog off. On the left you have Holborn Viaduct. That is where Nancy died from Oliver Twist. The real Nancy was killed on that place here. Now this is Ludlow Gate. This is the highest point of London. Again, we're in the city of London. Look straight ahead. Can you see the clock tower? Anyone know what that building's called? Hogwarts. Better known as St. Paul's. So, if you're going to take a photo of St. Paul's, don't take it yet. Go past it and then look behind you and you have a proper view, okay? So, those steps, Mr. Abbey, why? Diana was a commoner. She wasn't. But in the eyes of the royal family, she was, so she couldn't get married in Westminster. Now, do you see this lady, the statue of this woman? Yes. See that woman?
Yes.
She is Queen Anne. Also goes by the space on here, okay? So they're the steps going into St. Paul's, also known as Hogwarts. Incarnation of the cathedral, made by Christopher Wren. The original St. Paul's is actually beneath our feet. This one was destroyed, or the one prior to this was destroyed in the Great Fire of London. Now look behind you, now take your photos. How's that for a view? So much better than the other way. If you like Harry Potter, the highest point of Hogwarts is Professor Trelawney's classroom, which is the dome. How good's that view? That's why it's like, do not take photos yet, because you're too... It takes around 8 kilometers an hour, 5 miles, to get around the city today. 2,000 years ago, it would take 16 kilometers, 10 miles. They're not built for horses. They were only built for horses. But if you look down the side roads, you see really small roads. Should be seeing one like here on your right. If they're small like this, these are the original roads of London, 1,000 years old. But these buildings would be no older than 1666 onwards. Anyone know why? The Great Fire. See this road here on your left? See how small it is? That's an original road. And the one further down. So, the 2nd to the 5th of September 1666, a man left the oven on. The oven broke, setting the house on fire, setting the city of London on fire, the Great Fire of London. The question is, why was a man in the kitchen Who knows? Who knows? So, here's the first bridge or station in and around London. One option only to accelerate. They flew over, they landed on the other side. The only person to be injured was the ticket officer. I love that fact. HMS Belfast on your left, the first ship to fire any weapons in the D-Day landing. Now that does have weapons on, that is pointing that way, because if you're attacked, it can nuke this area to make sure nothing is covered. So, have a look to your left, you see the walkie-talkie building, the Roman wall. Now guys, have your photos ready. The Shard and the Tower of London are going to line up together. It's a great view, so look at the tower. Are you ready? Once it goes through these two towers, you ready guys? Start taking a photo. Once it lines up, look at this. You get the
Sabi ko, ano muna, magpasintabi para naman.
Smile and smile, smile and smile.
Windows and doors in the bus are all open, or slide to open as emergency exits. We're in constant contact with all the various emergency services here on the Thames. The cruise this afternoon. There is a fully licensed bar downstairs if you fancy a drink or maybe a snack. Quite a selection of drinks, hot and cold. And there's also toilet facilities at the rear of the vessel. They're in the Thames. I said 17 trillion gallons and he went away happy. I wasn't so happy a few minutes later when he shared that information with his school group and they put it all in their books. So I thought that's going to be a test they're going to fail.
Hello, MC.
There's a pub just over on our right hand side. That's the oldest pub on the tidal Thames. It dates back to 1520 in the time of King Henry
Pare,
VIII
ako din pare.
when it was known as the Devil's Punch Bowl. The Devil's Punch Bowl. It's called the Prospect of Whitby. It's in Wapping. And the bridge used to go up 50 to 60 times a day. And if you didn't hear the bell, you was in trouble. So that's... Now there's Tower Bridge, and either side of it they've got iconic buildings. They've got, to the right, into the City of London, you've got the new skyscrapers. They've all got nicknames. There's one with a silver triangle at the top. You see one with a silver triangle? That one is, by the press, has been nicknamed the Scalpel. The one behind it is sort of black, and it's sort of, they call that the cheese grater. To the right of the triangle, there's a suggestive shaped one, which they've called the gherkin, which is what a relief that was. These girls next to me, they've got terrible. I wasn't going to. I was willing me to say something else, but it's called the Gherkin. There's one ahead of us and slightly to our right. What's it called? It looks bigger on top than it does at the bottom. They call that the walkie-talkie. And on top, they've got a glass atrium with restaurants and shops, or restaurants and bars up. Now, they've got a viewing gallery as well. Now, if you go over to the Shard on the opposite direction, and it was down near the estuary, and out they've taken it. It's a massive vessel, and he had to get a certificate of safety and all that. And also, it broke down in memory of a lady with the lamp, Florence Nightingale, who set up a hospital for nursing. And further along there, left just behind the trees, there's a castle-like building. That's Lambeth Palace. That's the London residence of the Archbishop.
Alam mo ba na, o alam mo na dito, Fred? Alam mo ang mga area dito?
Dito?
Oo. Hindi masyado.
Yan ang maganda pa picture ganyan sa telepono.
Saan ba yun?
Ano yun?
Oo nga eh. Pero, yung ano natin, yung tour guide natin eh, gusto ko yung tanungin siya kung saan niya nabibili yung ano eh. yung medyas niya. Gusto.
Ayan ang ganda.
Ano eh. Okay.
Pag sa haripat.
Ano ito si Mono? Sus. Ginoo ko. Dayon ugma at ruputas kuan. Amat ugma. Dito ta sa Paris dayon ugma no 5:30. Okay, ginoo ko. Nasaan na yung
Maramang gugnain na na-orbit sa unang job.
ha?
Gugnain na
For the moment, and I will be jumping out. So, if you
3:15, so 3:15 this time. 3:15. So now it's just on 1 o'clock, so you guys got heaps of time. Yeah, so we're just walking here and then you guys can try some food. But yeah, 3:15 in between those two. And then we'll get.
Kailangan ko high school.
We need to get out of the market so we can find a restaurant. There's taxi.
Hindi lang pala yun. Bilhin mo yun. Ano lang. Tapos ko na mag-train. Dito yung sintinyan yun. Yun o.
Chinese there.
Hello, hello, good morning. We're going to Paris. Hello, hello. Paris, Paris, France. Hello guys. Hello, hello, good morning, good morning, good morning.